Think about how many people you don't know have lost you, or how many people are waiting for you and can't find you. Hi everybody, it's Alex and welcome back to Guiding Creatives. This is the community for creatives, the multi-passionate, freelancers, anybody who really wants to get into a creative career. I see a lot of debate about social media as a freelancer. How you should use it, should you even use it? Does it really generate leads? Do you need it when you have client work to prove yourself, etc., etc.? We're going to dive into all that in this video. I am going to convince you to use social media as a freelancer this year, but I want you to hear me out. I'm coming with evidence. And of course, helpful advice. Someone said LinkedIn is the new business card. That cannot be more true. I spoke at a conference, yay me, and they wanted my LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn was a part of it. I did not have a LinkedIn. Like my LinkedIn was non-existent. So I created one. I really spiced it up the best I could. I tried making a couple posts and interacting with people, but I haven't put the effort it needs. And let me tell you, when I say I've already gotten so many people to hire from there, I've gotten approached for work, networking, with the minimal effort I put in. If you really build it out to a point where, one, if somebody asks for it, you look professional, you look ready. Two, if you actually dive into the platform and use it, I'm not saying you have to post. It's more about the conversation and interaction, and you can find people, you can ask questions. You will build a network. On other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I'm really speaking to an audience, and this is like you. I'm trying to teach you, I'm trying to help you. On LinkedIn is where I get to work with you and collaborate with you. It's more collaboration than it is discussion. I hope that makes sense and I hope that tells you. But if you're going to focus on one, at the very least, have a foundational base for your LinkedIn profile. My biggest tip for social media, though, is keep your private social media and your business separate. Yes, I share a lot of myself online. I also have other social media that are not private, but they're not coaching freelancers. It's another type of creative thing I'm on. So I have so many different social media channels, but I do have private ones that are just for family and friends. One, you don't want to mix them because if you're trying to grow, that's not really your audience. Yes, can family and friends be your audience? True. Can they support you? True. But are they good to build your base off of? No. Because sometimes it's empty engagement or even people are preying on your downfall. So avoid that. If you choose not to keep it separate and clients start finding you by name on social media, one, you're either going to have to private it because you want to protect your private information, or you're going to leave it public and clients are going to have a look at what you're doing and why you're doing it. And one very uncomfortable thing I came across a lot is when I would be active on my personal social media, if clients found it, they would message me. Like they would say, "Oh, you're online. Like you need to talk to me now." That is an overstep. A lot of people don't see it as that because they think they're very entitled to your time. So just make sure you keep that separate. It's just way better for your reputation and your mental health. When it comes to social media, you need to be at least on two platforms. The first, as I said, is LinkedIn. Period. You need to have that built up. I'm not saying you need to use it. I'm saying you need to have a profile that makes sense and works. And from time to time, just make sure you're active on there so you're keeping up with like adding people to your network. You know, if there's any events you could go to or attend, just keep up with it from a networking standpoint. The other social media is up to you. But what I'm going to advise is look for where your target audience is. If you're looking for people who really like home decor and crafts, yes, can TikTok, YouTube, and everywhere be good? Of course. But Pinterest is the place to be. And a lot of people get overwhelmed with social media because you feel like you need to be everywhere. It's better to be one place fully than everywhere sporadically. So if you can only commit to one, pick the one that you like the most and that is the best for your business. So that means where's your target audience? Determine that. And then on your platforms, there's 4 things minimum that you need to have. Contact information. Have relevant links, have relevant contact information, front and center. If people have to look for it, they might not find it and they might leave. Make sure it's very clear because at the end of the day, you want people in your inbox, at your store, on your profile, on your portfolio, whatever it may be. So make sure it's really easy for them to go there. Next, it should provide quality. So if you are a graphic designer and people open up your Instagram and it's not great, I've had people contact me with their portfolios about graphic design and the portfolios are not that great graphically, that makes me question. And sometimes it's not actually reflective of their ability, it's reflective of the time they put into it. Because they have a lot of client work. This is me, I'm so guilty for this. They have a lot of client work to prove that they know what they're doing. But some people are saying, no, 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 I want to see it from you. Because the argument can be made, if you really think it's that important, why aren't you doing it? But the thing is, like for me, I have too many client requests. I don't need my social media to be top tier right now. I don't need an influx of clients from my social media, so I don't share my social media as a way to get clients. But for some people, which reasonably so, they see this as a red flag, which is fine, but it's not the case. But this is why I also don't project that onto other people, because I also understand that social media takes an investment, and we'll talk about that in a bit. The next thing you really should have on your channels is social proof. Shoutouts, awards, reviews. If you're like a top rated seller somewhere, if you have any achievements that you can pin to the top of your profile that just shows that you are the real deal, put it there. Now, it might just be a review if you're starting out. Maybe you just graduated in a degree. Maybe you just won an award. Maybe you got a shout out. Maybe you're hosting an event. Maybe you have a podcast that people can go and really see that you know what you're talking about. Whatever it is, make sure it's front and center, okay? Because yes, I can look at your post if I want to learn stuff or I'm interested, but I need a first impression because what you have to post doesn't matter if I don't trust you. Say that again. What you post doesn't matter if people can't trust you. On my Instagram, if you go to it, I have a link that my conversion rate on Fiverr was 19%. I don't know what it is right now, but that is a crazy conversion rate. So when I'm telling you I know what I'm doing, that's part of the proof. And finally, this is the one that everybody stresses about, and I'm going to give you a tip for this, is activity. If you're going to have a social media, only have it if you're going to have some activity. I'm not saying you need to post every day. I'm not saying you need to post every couple days. I would say you should post at least once a week, and that is not actually that hard if you make it a priority. All you need is to have your profiles optimized, have a scheduler, and then you can either do the work yourself or outsource it, but you pick the scale based on what makes sense for you. If you are just somebody who is promoting your services, maybe once a week you share a win, you share a call for a new client, you share a promotion, like you can mix it up. You can figure out things to post that fit for you. Now, if you are somebody trying to sell your art, I would say you want to post a little bit more frequently because you really want to keep that community aspect up. If you're a coach or you're trying to teach people something, you do want to post a little bit more frequently because one, you want to have a library of resources for them to use, but two, if there's something trending or going on and you're the person they've chosen to trust, they want to know that you're going to be there when they need you. Finally, what we're going to talk about is the investment of it. So like I said, if you're going to do it right. And this may mean you have to commit time to it. If you don't have time, you can think about outsourcing. And then this means somebody will take their time and their energy, but you're paying for it and they will make it for you. Maybe they'll just schedule it for you. Maybe they'll do it all for you. It really depends on what you need. And you can always start small and scale up. You can just start with the LinkedIn and then pick a profile like maybe Instagram. And so if you're on Instagram, maybe you post a few posts, you pin a few posts, you optimize your profile, then you just post once a week. You can do that. And then if you're having success with it or it's really helping you, you start moving up with it. That works. You kind of have to pick and choose what investment you want to make. And sometimes you're limited for money. So you have to see it as an investment of your time and energy, because at the end of the day, social media matters. If you are in a creative career, a lot of people want to see social media. It doesn't matter if your creative career is a hairstylist or a nail tech. If you're a nail tech and you don't have an Instagram with pictures, I'm not coming to you. And for me, I work in social media. And like I said, so many people ask me for my social media profiles. I don't use my social media for virality and this intense growth. And that may seem counterintuitive because I do strategies and audits, but the fact is I'm still working on my business and my podcast. Like I'm just getting back into being consistent. I'm building a membership. I just finished my website upgrade. I'm not pushing for a big audience. So when people want that from me, I'm like, okay, that's not actually representative of my work, but I see the issue. So I present client work, so that's also an option for you. If somebody wants to see your social media and you really don't want to be on it, then you can just have a portfolio ready. But I will say, this day and age, you just need to be on social media. And I'm not saying you have to go on every platform and make a video every day. You don't have to make a single video if you don't want to. Find what works for you, choose your investment, but make sure you have a strong foundational base. It's all about how people find you and how much they can trust you. Because you've all seen it. You've all seen it when you've seen somebody tagged, mentioned, or you've searched somebody up and you go to their social media and they haven't posted for like 52 weeks, or you go to their website, it's a broken URL because they haven't updated it. You're probably not going to contact them. You probably can't even contact them. So that person doesn't actually know that they lost you. So that's what I want you to think about. Think about how many people you don't know have lost you, or how many people are waiting for you and can't find you. Follow me on my social media as I'm really pushing through. I am going to start scaling up my growth. So to all those clients who are like, Alex, I want to see your own Instagram and your own social media, you'll see it soon. Have fun with it. Have fun with social media. It's not too serious. So have fun with it and stay creative.